mean Star Wars, sorry. Alright, so basically, what's a graph database? I'm sure you all remember from last time that it's just like a relational database, but instead of a bunch of rectangles representing it, there's a bunch of nodes and edges. And the great thing about graph databases is that not only do the nodes have data, just like in a relational database, the relationships also have data in them, like weights or colors or flavors, which is what I say here. So in a relational database, if you want to relate entities to each other, you have to do a bunch of joins. But with a graph relationship, that's all pretty much built in already. And there's different types of graph databases. If you want to do a lot of analyze your graph in memory, you can use one of those toolkits. The problem with doing them in a laptop like this is that you need usually it takes up a lot of memory, obviously. Then there's batch processing stuff. And real-time graph databases, and I'll just go through each one very quickly. Gil, I know your name.
Yes. Question. So when you have an in-memory graph database that's really, really big, what happens to it? Like, having architecture across different machines?
Yeah, usually, there's little tiny platforms like, I don't know if it's on here. Yeah, usually I think people spread them across their different.
Does Neo4j take care of that for the person?
This is not, Neo4j isn't in memory.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know nothing about it.
I don't know.
Alright, okay. So in-memory graph toolkits you can make great pictures, but again, you're concerned about what can fit in memory. And they have a lot of support with libraries, which is great, but then they need to do a lot of programming to use those things, which is bad if you don't like doing that. So these are very popular batch processing graph frameworks. Like Hadoop also does batch processing, it's very popular. It's really good for global graph analytics. That's important because Neo4j sucks at that. It's great at more egocentric thing. If you want to look at one node and its relationships and study that, use Neo4j. If you want to look at your whole network and learn more about the whole thing, use one of these things. Okay. Yeah, so let's look at Neo4j, which is real-time graph database. There's several languages so far, Cypher and Gremlin. Cypher, I'm pretty sure, only works with Neo4j so far. Gremlin works with several other graph databases, like Titan. You can have billions of edges, not on this because there's not enough space, but on a more, on a bigger server. And then you can have some other characteristics that you're used to with relational databases, like consistency and ACID. So bad things. Again, global stuff, not worth it. Unless, if you want to make a user application, not worth it. But if you have the time to let it just run over everything. Okay, so here's some examples. I know about Neo4j is open source, so is Titan. I'm pretty sure the other ones are, but I haven't really looked into them. Okay, so for this example, I use the GoWalla database. GoWalla is something very much like Foursquare. They both started at South by Southwest, I think in 2010. Foursquare's kept on going, GoWalla got bought out. So what's in the database? The vertices, or the nodes, are users, location, events, and days. And the edges are day, so the passage of time. Like all the days are connected together in a daisy chain. Like Monday, then connects to Tuesday and Wednesday, and so on and so forth. They have a social network, so that would be a user. And then we have a Hyperedge, because they connected the users, locations, and days together. But since you can only have two things connected at the same time, you needed an additional node so you can have a user event connection, a location event connection, and an event day connection, so you can have that unit in the graph, so that you know that I visited this ice cream store on Tuesday, December 24th, or something like that. That would be an event. And somebody else who visited it at the same day, same time, same place would have another event. That's just how you have to represent it. Here's a picture of that. So up on the top, you see the passage of time. So you got a little daisy chain of days, and then at the bottom, you see the pseudo hyperedge of a user, location and day, and they're all connected by an event. Okay.
So a hyperedge is a node, and it's a trick that you use for.
No, a hyperedge is a type of edge that is connected to more than two nodes.
Okay. But
But since we
Neo4j
can't actually build one in this kind of database, we need to fake it with just having this sort of structure. But in real imagination, in imagination world, it would be an edge.
Right. It's a blob that surrounds 3 nodes or something.
No, it's an edge that connects them. Like it's like like imagine we live in 4 dimensions. It would be what we would call our edges. Okay, so all right. So what can I do with this? Again, it's really egocentric. So find me a location that's been visited by members of my social network. So you would travel like a few hops away to find your social network, and then another 2 hops away to find places that they visit. Or help me network, for example. If I'm a location, find me users that are friends with the users that visit my place but haven't visited me yet. Or if I like going someplace, find me potential friends that I'm not friends with yet that also like visiting the same places I visit. So that would be the type of query that you would make. Okay, so that's a reminder that it's time to stop the PowerPoint and show you how to import things into Neo4j if you don't want to do it all manually, because that's lame. Okay, so let's go on to hopefully this will work. In theory, the internet works. Okay, so the internet's not going to work.
We have Wi-Fi.
What?
We have Wi-Fi.
I'm connected.
Yeah, but if that's not working, we have access to the Wi-Fi.
Okay. It's not really necessary since I have everything downloaded.
Okay.
But, okay, so all the data from Gowalla is publicly available. So what I did is I just wrote a little script that separated it into different CSV files, the kind that this batch import program likes. So let's just take a look at batch import, which is made by some guy called Michael Hunger, who lives in Germany. So let's pretend that we want to import a large amount of money. I mean,
A large amount of money? Sure.
a large amount of text, a large amount of relationships and nodes into our graph database so we can use it. The internet isn't working, but I guess it's not working very well. See, because Skype works, and my server works. I guess, I don't know. All right, so if you were to go to GitHub and go find user execs like Java exp, then you would find this batch import tool.
What's it called?
Batch import.
Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't seem that's what it does.
Yeah. So, and then you would download it and put it so that in this example I have it in the same both this and the actual Neo4j program have the same parent. So I'll just where am I finding it?
So what is that file on there? Is that the data itself?
Wait, hold on. Okay, wait, let me. It's so strange to have all of this. Sublime is here. Okay, so file. Open recent. Okay, so this is the program, the script I wrote to take my Okay, so as you can see, this just rearranges all my text, the massive, massive text file into something that's usable by batch import. So let's use this test data because it's tutorial of this. It's not click this by accident. Okay, so here we have, there's 2 files. Check-ins, which has user ID, the date, and latitude, longitude, and the location ID.
Is there any way you can zoom in?
Control click.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, is that better? Okay, so this is what it looks like. This is the user ID. This is obviously the date. This is latitude, longitude, and the location ID. So like here, user 1 on this date checked into location 1, which happens to be at this location, this physical location. And these guys, this other file right here is the social network. So user 0 is friends with user 1. And 2, 3, 4, 20 is friends with 5. You only have to do it. Neo4j is directed graph, but here we're assuming, like, we're going to ignore that part and just assume that people are friends both directions. Because I could be friends with Louis, but Louis might not be friends with me. Or I would throw things at Louis, but he might not throw things at me. It doesn't have to be friendship. Okay, so with this, I made, and all right, and then so we have these test data. Now we know what that is. We have the instruction file. Okay, so this here is important. See line 20. If you actually go do this at home, just know that cache type should be none for the initial import. Do I know why that's true? No, I have no idea. But the creator of the software told me that to do it that way, so that's what we're going to do. I'm sorry I'm such a bad presenter. Okay, so also important is we're going to have, remember the different types of nodes. So make sure to, this will make more sense later, to write this down. You know, user ID equals exact, location ID exact, because this will help with the indexing of all the nodes. This thing right here tells us that, do we want to keep the current database false? We're going to delete it and create a new one. And I like using this as my delimiter just because of the way this text editor works. It makes it a lot easier. That's pretty much all you need to get started. Most of this comes already with batch import. And here's where I'm going to put my input files. These are all, it's nodes followed by relationships. So here's the list of all my node files, and here's all the list of all my relationship files, which I generated using my little script. And up here you see that these are my instruction file is going to be right here, which is this text right down here, and my target file will be right here. So that's why it's important for your Neo4j to be in the same, have the same parent. Although obviously you can change this and put it wherever you want.
The target file is the database.
What?
The target file is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
database.
See, this is a DB for database. So this is going to create a database, and then since it's in here, you can just run Neo4j, and it'll populate. It'll just start working with that database. You can point that somewhere else, and then paste the graph DB into the data folder, and then in theory, it should work, even though sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so now let's run it and see if it works. Okay, so after I ran this, my batch import was, pretend that I already ran it. Okay, so now my batch import put everything into here. So here's all my text files. Here's my instruction file. See how it says what was in that other document. You can see my day-day relationships. That's a mistake. So my event day relationship, event location, this is making my Hyperedge. More Hyperedge, user-user relationships. So all you have to do is download batch import, feed stuff into a folder, and then just run it. And it should populate the database.
So your script just makes it quite delimited?
Yeah, the text has to be formatted a particular way. Okay, let me just open it so that this is also important. But I can't open it using Sinatra, so that would kill it. Okay, all right, so this is what my script does. It puts, it delimits it using this is the vertical pipe thing. And you see here that I made this index right here of day ID. So this is saying.
Can you zoom in a little?
No, sorry. Okay, so it says, I just decided to call these type of nodes day ID, which also happens to be the type, but this could say something else. They're of type integer. And they're going to use the index day ID. And then the next item is another day ID, so it's the same. And I'm calling the relationship time hop, and this could have a number. And that's the value of this relationship. If I open up another one, like, so you see different types of this Okay, so if you see another one, has type event ID. So this is event ID of type event ID happened on this day, and the type of relationship that happened was when. But it's screwed up. Oh, it's being very glitchy.
Probably pretty good fun.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so in general, you have to do this, or else it would all be the same type and you wouldn't be able to index different things. So I think that's one of the biggest stumbling blocks when people first start using this, is that you do have to worry about these different type of indexing. Okay, let's just close this so it doesn't keep on dying. All right, so let me just run it real quick so that Andrew can go on to his other thing of service-oriented architecture. Okay, so you just go over to your terminal, and I'm just going to go into batch import.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah.
We're all blind back here.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, so here I am. See how I made it so they had the same parent, so that my class would all work nicely. Okay, and then I would run. Oh, oops, I forgot about that. Let me just update the Java. Okay, in theory it should work. Oh, okay, all right, so I just wrote a note to my, I'll just import the other one that I have. Just for this one. Okay, this one isn't as big as the, this one isn't as big as the Golalo, but it's still pretty sizable.
So what is it actually running right now? Is this Neo4j?
No, this is batch import. It's importing things and just creating me a new batch.
So you haven't yet actually started Neo4j?
No. Okay, so you see, like, I forgot how many of these were, but all of these little guys were imported, and the Gowalla one is a lot bigger, and it takes about maybe like 20 seconds.
So to be clear, you already have Neo4j running as a server on your machine?
No, I turned it on.
Oh, you turned it off? So,
Yeah, so all this is doing is creating my database. If it were running, I would have to restart it, so I'd use the new database.
Okay, so what you're doing is you're generating the flat file which Neo4j is going to read upon startup.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if Neo4j is already running and you change its graph database, its database file, it won't notice. You have to turn it off. You have to restart.
So for this bulk loader, because if you log in through the shell, you can create data while it's running, just like any other database.
Right.
But for this bulk loader, you're essentially writing directly to the file, and Neo4j, you're bypassing the Neo4j engine, so it doesn't even know what's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't even notice.
All right, gotcha. So that's the secret. Don't go through the front door.
Right.
That's how it goes
Yeah.
faster.
The front door way takes a long time, and it's very frustrating. Okay, so so I put all of this. I had already previously generated this, so let's see which terminal this one. Okay, so I put everything on my server, so you go there and then if you want to use the shell, let's see. All right, so I already have one running. Oh, sorry. Thanks.
Bigger. Bigger.
But there's nothing exciting happening.
But it's a screen once.
Okay. Okay, so it's already running on my server. Okay. And I think the internet is way too crappy to show the sandbox. And then it should appear here, but the sandbox is a horrible thing. But we can always just run the shell.
So what are we doing? So you've already loaded the data?
Yeah.
And now you're starting up, okay.
Right, yeah, but the internet is too
Oh.
crappy. See, it's not even doing anything.
Was your browser, it's pointed at your DigitalOcean server, not localhost, right?
Yeah.
Did you want to try this on Wi-Fi?
Well, can we use a localhost? Because that's all proprietary crap.
What's that?
It's not, it's all CareCloud data on my computer.
So you don't have a copy, you don't have a copy.
Yeah, don't do that. But if you need to get on the Wi-Fi, we have the Wi-Fi login.
Oh, okay, what is it?
Okay, so bring up your Wi-Fi.
Which one is it?
Here it is. You want that little one?
This one?
It's going to give you a pop-up with a login screen after it attaches. It's probably going to come up in your browser. Try to use other than this one. Really beautiful. Well, not those. I'll try it. There you go. So put it in there. There you go. Yes. Yeah.
You're not authenticated.
Did you go to Miami Innovation 1?
Yep.
Just do Miami Innovation.
Okay.
Not the-
All lowercase?
No, the,
That's change your wireless access mode.
Try it. The other.
Oh, okay. Great. Miami, regular Miami?
Yeah, that's the one. And now reload that page. Once it finishes.
I don't think-
Go to a web page, any web page.
I don't think it's connecting.
Did you see the new?
There you go.
Yes.
Just in case.
The X3.
Yeah, it is.
Or the beacon marker.
Next.
Doesn't like it.
Yeah, go try it, then it works.
I'll try this.
Yeah. They just got working.
Oh, well, so much for that.
All right, put this back in. Try to turn it.
Oh, that's gonna take forever.
Turn it on. Oops.
Wi-Fi on.
Yeah, so it forces it to go across here.
Yeah.
next time.
Huh?
So next time.
Yeah, next time.
So we won't be able to connect to the sandbox?
No. I mean, it's not even connecting here. And this should be easy. Okay, well, that's it. It would have been very beautiful. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, we're dealing with facility, the Wi-Fi, couldn't get on the Wi-Fi. The host was not here tonight, who was supposed to help us. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. But anyway, thank you, Christina, for your presentation.
okay.
So-
All right, so if you guys can do your just remember to change this. Because it's all really, it's, very easy, just plug and chug. So remember to change this one right here.
So this guy from Germany figured out the internal data structure of the database and just wrote it directly? Is that-
Yeah, they have a real, their official CSV loader, it doesn't work. So don't use that one.
Neo4j is open source, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. Which clever is.
And which branch of the repo would be able to?
So use the branch 20 of Neo4j. No, use branch 20 of this one, and the current Neo4j is 2.0 already. So let's see. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay, so this one right here. So for your initial one, use none for initial import. Then you can change it later. If you make your initial import and you want to delete what's currently there, make this false. But then if you want to change it, keep the database as true. And don't forget to make these. That'll save you so much time.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Christina. Appreciate it.